Ventilation is also something you have to be concerned about to avoid another sort of widely known phrase, which is sick house syndrome. Okay, very, very tight houses, people are worried that it'll get sick house syndrome. As long as you have enough ventilation, you won't get sick house syndrome. There's essentially there are a lot of different sort of ways, but there are two strategies to build or to bring in ventilation. One is called an exhaust-based strategy. It's very inexpensive. You take a special control that you put on one of your bathroom fans, and it turns your bathroom fan into essentially a ventilation fan. Now there are a couple things. The fan has to be rated for continuous use, and typically those are Energy Star rated. And that just says that the fan is built so it can run a lot. Okay. If you have a bathroom fan like that, then you can put a special control on it that turns it on for a percentage of time every hour. And that's important. If you take a standard timer type of control, that will turn it on for an hour and then turn it off. And that's not ventilation air. Ventilation air is 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever the right time period is, every hour around the clock. Now, the advantage of a bathroom fan is that it's very inexpensive. It usually would cost a homeowner maybe, I don't know, somewhere between, the controls are around $60 to $70, and you can then get an electrician to put it in, and so however much, it shouldn't take more than an hour or so for an electrician to put it in, so add the electrician labor cost when you're there. The disadvantage of doing ventilation with that strategy is that it exhausts air out but doesn't bring the same amount of air in. So what happens is it lowers the pressure inside the house, and the air comes from all of the cracks and leaks that your house normally has. And you don't know where it comes from. You can't treat it. So it can bring in pollen, it can bring in whatever it is, it's in the air. If there's smoke, fumes, anything, just comes in with it. So that's the disadvantages. So on the one side it's inexpensive. On the other side you don't have control over the quality of the air or where the air comes in. The other strategy is what's called a balance system. And those are typically either there are a bunch of different types, but we most normally talk about them in terms of HRVs and ERVs, which stands for Heat Recovery Ventilation Units and Energy Recovery Ventilation Units. They're different in the sense that when they exhaust a cubic foot of air, they also bring in a cubic foot of air, so they're pressure neutral. The other nice thing is that they filter the air before it comes in, and then beyond that, both units actually transfer some of the energy from the air that's leaving to the air that's coming in. So if you can imagine a cold New England day where it's 0 degrees outside, you are taking a cubic foot of stale air and pushing it out. Well, you've just spent all that money already raising the temperature from 0 to 70 degrees, and you're just throwing it out. So what happens is it goes through a heat exchanger, and then the cold air coming in actually goes through the same heat exchanger. It's kind of a honeycomb sort of contraption, filters it, and transfers anywhere between sort of usually 50 to 60% if it's an HRV, and up to like 80% if it's an ERV.